how's everyone doing today? My name is Gina and I'm doing great. Look at what we're doing today. We're doing Paletteful Pack Fun. Let's go. No time to dilly-dally today. Oh, we've got a canvas. Hopefully it's acrylic. Nope, it's going to be oil because look at what we've got. We've got some linseed oil. Daniel Smith, that's a good brand. What else do we have here? I was about to say, and all I'm getting is just canvases. I have 2 packs of the stretched canvas. Nice. Okay, here we go. Here's the goodies. I was about to get worried. I was about to be like, what are we going on? Oh, here's the, oh, that's cute. Cute little sticker. All right, what brushes do we have here? Artist Loft. Are you kidding me? Sorry. Artist Loft is totally Michael's brand. How is it in here? Thought it was only a Michael's brand, but I guess it is not. Right? So this is a size 4 Sorrento round. It's very pointy. Then we have Simply Simon's, which is a pretty okay brush. I've had a couple of these. This is totally oil. That is totally an oil brush. You can tell the difference with oil brushes if you're wondering. If your brush is very bristle-like, like this almost feels like pig fur. If you've ever touched a pig before, that is what it feels like. So it's very stiff for oil. Same thing, and here's another Artist Loft. Yeah. And it does tell you here it's an oil brush. And all brushes have like a, well, not all of them, but most of them. Did y'all hear that? Great ASMR, right? It just has a protective thing on it that you need to take off. But these are very stiff. There's such a difference between oil brush and just regular, even water brush. Like water brushes are very soft. So some acrylics can be kind of stiff, but not like this. I mean, like this is like holy moly stiff. So this is a filbert. It's got that round oval edge. Good for making flowers. All right, let's see what oils we have. Williamsburg. We have a Sevier's Blue. Ooh. We've got Permanent Yellow Light. We've got Fashion Red. So we've got red, yellow, and blue, which are, of course, prime colors, so we can pretty much make anything we want with these colors. Really wish they would have given us a white and a black, but they didn't. They did give us, though, Style de Green? I don't know, that looks like a brownish color. So that is what we have. I've never heard of this company. I've never heard of Williamsburg, but we're going to try it out. Let's see. We'll go to the prompts and see what the prompts are. Sometimes that helps me when I'm trying to decide what I want to do. But of course, I will do a canvas. Listen to this, y'all. And I have never even thought about this, but I have seen it on TikTok. And it just says it here too. Materials such as rags used with this product may begin to burn by themselves. Isn't that terrifying? After use, put rags in water or lay flat to dry, then discard. That is crazy town. This and stain, like a stain can do it. And I never even thought about it. I just would always, you know, clean it and go on with my day. Well, there we go. But I'm excited to try these oils out though. The oils that I usually use are the Bob Ross is what I like to use because they're really heavy bodied. They're stiffer. So, I mean, it just depends on what you're used to. Alright, I get the Premier Pack is what I get. Oh, this is nice. tells you how to make different colors. Oh, these are handmade oil colors. That's nice. Halo close, thank you. Oh, you have to watch a video. I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to do all that. Alright, so drying time chart. So, we have fast, we have medium, and then we have very slow. The red is very slow. That's very odd that they add all that. But anyway, so we know that. Okay. Here's the prompts. Door, sadness, beauty, spring. So I thought about it and I'm like, I think I want to do florals, but ones that start with the letters in my name, like Gina, right? So then I looked it up and there was a gem. So that is this flower that I am sketching right now. Then I is impatience, and then N is nepeta or catmint, and then the A is aster. So I went ahead and sketched it out because I was going to do the background, of course, with the oils. This is from the Paletteful Pack, so I wanted to use just everything in the Paletteful Packs. I didn't want to use anything else, which is what I normally do. Normally, though, if I were to do this, I would do the background in acrylics so that I could just do the whole background in the colors that I want and then use the oils on top of it. You totally can do that. But because I was just using oils, I needed to draw the flowers so that I could do the background around them, because oils do not dry quickly at all. They take days, sometimes weeks to dry. So you will just end up mixing these colors together if you don't leave the white space. So that is what I had to do. I love using oils because of that fact. It's like wet on wet, but you actually can mix colors on the canvas itself because they do stay wet for days. Oil is amazing. It can be frustrating though, I'm not gonna lie. It can be because it's messy because they don't dry, and you do get a lot of mixing if you're not careful. After looking, I realized that the impatience seemed to be a little bit too close to the nepeta, so I just erased and moved over. I knew that all of that smudge look would end up being covered with the paint, so I wasn't worried about it. So I'm going to start on the background, and I just mixed up some yellow and green at first, and then I will put a touch of red into that, just a the littlest amount of red, just to darken it up just a tad. And this will be my background that I will go all over the canvas with, except for where the flowers are at. I'm very careful to leave the white space there because, again, you don't want to mix it or you're just going to end up with mud, especially if you're using red, which I will end up using. So I carefully went around, and then I just put yellow onto the canvas. Again, just mixing it like you would on your palette, right? Again, the best thing about oil is you really can't flub up. Like I went dark down below because, shadows and such like that. And then I still have time to play with it if I feel like it's too dark and add other colors to it, which I, of course, will end up doing. That is why I like oil. It's very forgiving, but you do have to, again, be very mindful that this stuff does not dry. You see, it's all over me. Dudes, I had it on my face. I had it on my arms when I got done, but oh, it's so worth it. With the gems, I started with just a red base, and then I used that brown that we got to kind of put the shadow work in there, to put the center and put some of the petals to give it the shadow work. Later on, I will end up coming back, then that's again the thing. You can always keep coming back to add more. Now, if this was something that I was doing that was not part of like this Paletteful pack, I would let things dry. It would take days to do, but I would let it dry and then go on top if I wanted it more crisp. But I knew I didn't have that luxury with this, so I just went with the flow and just kept doing the wet on here. The impatiens were just orange, yellow, and red, and then with a little bit more yellow in it while it's still wet. I mixed up a purple color with the blue and the red and had it as my base. Now I knew I was needing white. This is way too dark, so I got my white out. That's why I mentioned I wish they would have given us a white in. You always need white. You got to lighten stuff up, and darken stuff up you can do with the primary colors. Lightening, you can't lighten stuff up without a white. So with that light purple, I went ahead and did the asters with it, and then I'll just go back in with the darker purple to put the shadows in with that. This was a little stiff, so I added a little bit of that linseed oil to kind of make it flow a little bit better. And again, you're kind of mixing on the canvas as well. I loved these. I think the asters came out the best. I loved the way that they ended up looking. They're beautiful. So now that I have my white out, I'm going to go ahead and put some white in with my other colors for the gems, because as you can see, they have no depth hardly in them, and they needed something. So I'm like, I've got to lighten this up quite a bit, and so I do. And again, that's the joy of oils. If you don't like it, you just keep adding paint, but not too much, because you can make it look a little blurry, muddy, what have you. And again, if I was not doing this for a Paletteful pack, I would let things dry and go back in and do either shadows or the highlights. But again, I didn't have that luxury, and I don't mind. Sometimes I do paint like this anyway, where it's just one go, and I just do it all at once and go ahead and, paint it in whatever way it turns out is fine with me, because painting is just supposed to be fun, and I'm not a realistic painter in any kind of shape, way, or form ever. That's not my style. These leaves, I really end up not liking them. I just did different colors for the leaves of green, again, because I didn't have other greens to use. I'm just trying to use what I have from the box, and so I'm just trying different colors. I really didn't like the way, I still don't really like the way these leaves turned out on the gems, but I try to fix it by putting more dark. I do work on this for 2 days. This is the first day, and I will let it dry a little bit, but it doesn't really dry. It doesn't dry at all, really, and I go back the next day and kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. There's not much footage of that because I forgot to turn on my camera, but I do carefully try to go around to get near the flowers now. And again, I would let this dry before trying this, but I didn't have time. But the cool thing is, I did kind of get some of the red and the purples in with the green, and it makes like a cool shadow to me. Some of it got a little out of hand, but I will go back and put more green and yellow on it to calm it down a little bit. But I do end up liking the darkness that's around the flower, because it's kind of like a shadowy effect on it. So that was a happy little thing that happened that I didn't mind at all with it. But that's just basically what I did, just played around. And again, because I couldn't let this dry, because then this video would not be up for weeks, I just went ahead and did wet on wet, and I ended up really liking it. Like, I do dark down below to just kind of, give it a little bit of a texture, and I'll end up putting other colors around it, putting yellow in the center to brighten it up in the yellow. But I really love the background. I think the background came out really nice. The asters are my favorite, and then probably the Impatience, and then the gems. I use my palette knife as well. But the paints themselves they were nice oil paints. I don't have any complaints about them whatsoever. They did a really nice job. And the linseed oil, I've never worked with that, so that was kind of cool. Now I think the odorless thing that I used is actually just linseed oil, now that I'm thinking, because it smells exactly the same. I really enjoyed doing this. It's been a while since I got to work in oil, so I was really pleased that that's what we got in this month's pack. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like, share it, and subscribe if you've not subscribed. That will help my channel to grow, and I would appreciate it so much. All right, y'all. Y'all be good to one another, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.